I just think it was a valiant effort by our kids. I really do. A lot of adversity throughout that game, and I thought our senior captains in particular really provided a spark and played incredibly hard. You know, and they fed off each other and they played with passion. And unfortunately, there's some things that didn't go our way, and we came up on the wrong end of the scoreboard. But it's like I told them in the locker room, like, our processes are sound, our fundamentals are sound, and failure always tries to trip you the hardest when success is the closest. So I'm really proud of the effort that they displayed and the fight that was there, especially to come back from some adverse situations.
Question. Talk about the emotions of a lot of them today. You seemed a bit frustrated at times too. Just describe the emotions.
I mean, it's just right now it's just kind of exhaustion, because you go from so many highs and lows, but throughout the game, I thought it was a really great football game in that regard. Two teams that were really competing to win, but really the overall emotion, I was just so proud of our kids and how they constantly fight. They're a special group, especially our seniors. These two guys for sure, our captains. So that's kind of the overarching feeling that I have right now. But it's a football game.
During the timeout, you made a point of not talking to the team there. Went out and talked to. What was the summarize that conversation?
No comment.
Did it have to do?
You talking about when I went to talk to the officials?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll no comment on that one today, and then I'll cool down and figure out exactly what is appropriate. So.
Coaches always like to say games come down to just a few plays.
Yeah.
That's true in this one.
Yeah.
Talk about two of the huge plays: the 3rd and 7 when they got the very long completion of Jordan Evans.
Yep.
And then the strip sack on Jeff at the end.
Yeah. No, those were two huge plays that they made. But two huge plays that we made was the 3rd down stop right before the strip sack, and I thought that showed a lot of growth by our defense. We challenged them about 3rd down. We haven't been good on 3rd down in the past, but we challenged them, and I thought that was a great rise to the occasion for them, And then I thought when Bobby took the ball away, and then the very next play, 81 yards to Galatly, I thought those were two huge plays. So, each team's going to make plays, and that's part of football, and we just have to make sure that the plays you mentioned we look at and see. It always comes down to probably a one-on-one matchup somewhere, and at the very heart of it, and that we make sure that we're executing and aligned to exactly where we should be. But, on that touchdown to Grant, it took me out a little bit because I ran pretty much the length of the field. So, I had to go get some water and make sure I got some rest on that one. But, I think what you saw there is, plays need to be made, and we came up just a little bit short.
Toward the end of the game, there were a lot of fast-paced offensive plays. You're trying to get back into the game. How do you evaluate the offense when you're no huddle, just moving quickly across the field?
How do I evaluate?
How do you evaluate it? How do you evaluate today how the offense performed on those real fast drive situations?
Yeah, I think they took the offense took its cue from its leaders, Matthews and Galatly, and those two kids are warriors, and they play like it is the last time they're ever going to play football, and like that play is it, and that's a real testament to them, and I think that the rest of the offense kind of rallied around that.
Right. Talk about what was happening out there to get you so many touches of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't changing up a lot of things, so we had plays we liked in certain positions. Jeff wanted me to be in or Lucas Shapiro to be in just to try to expose what they were in, because with that hurry up offense they can only do so many things when we're going so fast. So it was just in an effort to try to get Hagee and Lucas and myself just more touches, but more importantly just keep the sticks moving. So
Grant, can you take us through that 81-yard grab touchdown?
Yeah, so we'd run the play before, but Jeff wanted me to, it was a post, but he wanted me to keep it real high, almost like a go, because they were kind of playing the post over a little more. So 15 was down, and he was trying to jam me off the line. So he got me a little bit, but I got a decent release off him. And then the safety was kind of canceled with an arrow route out of number 3. So, and Jeff made a great throw.
You had a lot of yards after catch day and breaking a lot of tackles. How were you effective at picking up those extra yards after catch?
I think we work on it a lot. We always work on yak. We stress it on the offense a lot, so we practice it a lot. And I guess I can't really describe it other than that. Just trying to make plays from the team.
Talk about the interception.
I think we were in a cover 9 as a post safety. So far this season, our DB's coach has been really stressing me driving on the ball. And I was back in the middle of the field and just read his eyes and took the best line I could and saw the ball and went up for it.
How does it feel to have your first collegiate interception?
It feels pretty good. Yeah, I was kind of monkey on my back, but yeah, I finally got it.
And to have one where it was kind of a momentum swing in the game, gave your team a good opportunity and kind of shift the momentum. How did you see on the sidelines maybe the demeanor changing once you made that pick?
Definitely a lot of people hitting me in the head, people getting riled up. I think the main thing was that, after the offense, they were driving and spilling their guts out on the field. Our captain, Brett Bueller, came back and he's like, Jeff and Grant are putting everything out there and we have to do the same. So I guess that's why, that's why that came up. And then after that, it was all go.
What was the biggest difference that you saw in the defense between early on in the first half and half number 2?
Definitely physicality. I think we're knocking back their run pretty well and getting off the field a little better than we were. And also, not letting those big plays happen. When they did happen, we, next play mentality. Yeah.
Grant, talk about Jeff's demeanor in the huddle and that sequence where he has to come off of the play and he comes back on and scrambles for the first down and I can't remember exactly what it seemed like he was pretty stoked along with everybody else.
Yeah, Jeff's a huge competitor, so he picked up that. I think it was 3rd and long right on that scramble, and like we said earlier, it was a real emotional game. So his helmet came off, and he was pretty pumped about the first down, and they were excited about the big hit on him, and but he's always next play, and we try to focus on that. Obviously, he had to go out the game for the helmet, but he was ready to get back in.
Did the emotional did that kind of ramp up right there? Was it? It seemed like it was pretty intense all game, but right there it seemed to ramp things up.
Yeah, a little bit. I think like you said, all game it was kind of emotional. Obviously, the second half a little more when we were trying to make our comeback, and guys were just putting everything out there. And I think when you're working to the point of exhaustion, it gets pretty emotional out there. And but yeah, that may have been a play where things got heated up a little more.
The opening kickoff, the second half, that was sort of like, oh my gosh, right?
That was one way to describe it. Yeah, yeah. Again, just kind of 2 weeks in a row. Bizarre. And they did a nice job of forcing it out, and it popped right to one of their kids, and another 7 points. So, but I thought, we really battled back. I thought it was a heck of a job by us to get back in the game, and came up short.
I know that with changing the defensive schemes this season, every game, trying to build upon that. What's the number one improvement that you saw today from the defense?
I thought that 3rd down stop right before the strip sack was huge, because we focused on it. We hadn't been great at it. In the course of the game, we were okay, and then when we needed it, they came up big, and I think they forced a turnover on the first possession of the game, and then another huge takeaway. So it's coming. It's coming. It's a process, and there's some growing pains, but these kids work their tails off, and they believe in each other, and it's coming. We're going to keep going.
What is the key with the slide right now to kind of keeping your players' chins up and kind of keep that positive thought heading into next week?
I have a great group of kids, If we went to do anything competitive right now, they'd be ready to go. And they take their cues from their leaders that way. And you know, we just keep. We've never said anything but us and the process and things that we want to work on, and play one play at a time and play one game at a time. So I don't expect anything different from them tomorrow.